What's good, everyone? My name is Caesar.
And I'm Martha.
Welcome back to the 26th episode of Inner Wider Screen, where
Two idiots who know nothing about movies talk about movies, but make it spooky.
welcome to spooky season, everyone.
Spooky season!
So for the entire month of October, every week on the show will be spooky season with our friend here.
My best bud, Ron.
You want to tell us a little bit about Ron?
So, one day I went into Walgreens and I was not doing well mentally. And I saw him and I said, I need him. And then I left. And then I came back and he was gone. And then I cried hysterically for a very long time. And then my parents found him and then bought him for me.
Wow.
So
that came through.
So, and his name is Ron. And everyone in my family thinks he's my boyfriend. I'm not quite sure how that rumor got started, but it's kind of just...
I kind of believe it. Oh.
So.
Yeah. Any backstory on Ron himself?
Oh,
That's what I cared about.
he likes cross-dressing a lot.
Oh, nice.
You guys can't see him like year-round, but most of the time he's out year-round in my room. And I'll dress him for Christmas in a sweater, and like for spring I'll put like a nice little skirt on him with like a flower.
So even after spooky season's over, he might make a comeback here and there.
Oh, definitely.
You never know.
He's always here.
Yes. Say hi, Ron. Thank you, Ron. Okay. Where is my mic? It got tangled.
Anyway, yeah, Ron, he really wants to be a part here. So,
Thank you. You got it? Thanks.
yeah, so this Ron is going to be our special guest from here on out.
Yeah.
Well, for the month of October, for spooky season.
Oh, yes. This is a special time for you. But before we get into that, can't forget the riddle.
Can't
forget the riddle. Martha, what has four wheels and flies?
What has four wheels and flies?
And don't say that car from Harry Potter, because that's not the answer.
All right. Well, I mean, my first thought is an airplane because they have wheels. But I don't know how many wheels are on an airplane. So I can't say for sure that it is an airplane. So what has four wheels
And flies.
and flies? Four wheels and flies. Four wheels and flies. What? Not a bird because they don't have wheels. What else flies? What else? Flies, but they don't have wheels either. Oh, this is, I feel like I'm gonna...
Are you stuck or are you like playing me right now?
Well, because I feel like the simplest answer is an airplane, but I can't...
It's not an airplane.
But I figured it wouldn't be that easy.
No.
What is four wheels?
And flies.
Four wheels.
Think about it.
Wheels.
Four wheels and flies.
Wheels. What is wheels? What is wheels?
What are wheels?
Okay, so wheels go round and round.
Round and round.
On the bus?
Round and,
Yeah.
The wheels on the bus.
What has What has wheels other than a car?
Look what happens when she can't figure something out. She breaks down.
You know, we already knew this. What has four wheels? What has four wheels? Let me ask you this, Caesar.
Uh-huh.
What is four wheels and flies?
That's not the point of the show.
Okay. Well, I was on a streak. I don't want to get it wrong.
Don't know it?
I don't know.
A garbage truck. It has four wheels and flies. Like bzz, like flies.
That literally makes no sense.
Like flies. Like flies. There's flies in a garbage truck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's stupid. I didn't like that one.
Of course you didn't like it. You got it wrong.
Yeah. You know. I don't even like these stupid things. I am 0 for 2 today because prior to this we did our...
Oh, yeah. We just shot our trivia episode,
trivia.
which, it should be up before this.
Yeah, so I guess spoiler.
Yeah. Well,
I lost.
yeah. It's a great day for Martha.
But we're pushing through it.
Yeah.
It's spooky season, so I can't be sad.
This is a happy time for you. I don't mean to ruin that for you, but
is-
I'm kind of glad it's happening a little bit. I get a little joy out of this.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, moving on.
But at least today we're going to talk about one of your special Halloween
a movie
movies.
that's near and dear to my heart, Beetlejuice.
Yes.
I love it.
But before we get into that, one more thing. Any entertainment you catched on this week?
I
Movies, television.
did get caught onto some entertainment. Because that was a sentence.
don't think it
I
was.
came across this one movie on Netflix because there was
Sure.
nothing on Netflix. Same stuff. So it was called The Starling.
The Melissa McCarthy movie?
Yeah.
Was that good?
Okay, so it was sad.
Mm-hmm. I didn't really answer my question, so I'm going to take it as a no.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't like the best movie I've ever seen. It was just kind of like a very average movie that I saw. I said, "Oh, that was sad," and then I moved on with my life from it. Like it didn't leave any sort of
Impression on you?
Though I will say there was one point in the movie where this guy, he was like doing his like monologue about like how he quits on life all the time and he quits on the people he loves, and you know the thing you see in most movies about like that kind of monologue. But midway through his monologue, he makes a Borat reference and he goes, "My wife," and I
What the
could
heck?
not stop laughing. It was the most inappropriate time for the joke, which was the most inappropriate time for me to laugh.
Yeah.
So that part of the movie I definitely enjoyed.
I don't think that was inappropriate on you.
Yeah, they made it that way.
Yeah,
They made
it
so.
stupid like that
So.
for no reason.
But yeah.
Okay, well, probably not. I'll probably skip it. But
Yeah.
I like Melissa McCarthy though. So.
I do like her, yeah.
When she's given good material, which doesn't really seem like that's been happening too much.
Yeah, I still never saw that other one, the superhero one. But apparently...
no. Thunder Force?
Yeah, you didn't like it?
Eek, no.
My brother loved it. Like, he was obsessed. Like, not obsessed, but he was constantly was like, "Have you watched it yet? Have you watched it yet?" Because he thought it was so good. Thought it was so funny.
Yeah, I did not. But that's all I'll say on it because I don't remember much else than that.
Okay.
Anything else for you?
That was all I managed.
Busy week. Huh?
Busy. Buzz.
Buzz. Flies.
Shut up.
I watched a few movies this week. Marie and I, we saw the second Addams Family movie. So there was a animated version came out a few years back. This is the second one.
I skipped that.
It was a movie.
It was a movie.
Yeah, no, honestly, it was. I thought it was fine. Like, she on the other hand thought it was inferior to the first in a lot of ways. I thought they were about the same. I got some chuckles out of it. I guess I enjoyed my time watching it, and I forgot about it as soon as I left the theater.
Okay. Yeah.
That kind of movie.
Yeah. I never saw the first one just because like I just figured it was gonna be bad. So I just didn't.
But it has a great voice cast, which is like
I know. Well, because my brother was like, "Nah." And I normally trust my brother when it comes to movie recommendations because I
guess you'll have to watch Thunder Force and see. Oh yeah.
When it comes to movies. So like I normally trust him, but if he's saying that Thunder Force is good and you're saying it's bad, I'm going to trust him.
Okay. So hope you love it once you finally check it out.
Yeah, I'll eventually watch it someday.
Okay. The other thing I watched yesterday, I saw Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
Yes, Carnage.
That was all right too.
No.
I think I liked the first one more. I do, but I think Tom Hardy plays like the whole Venom thing really well. Like he's really into it, which I think I feel like the whole tone of the movie is just kind of silly, so he kind of plays that really well.
Silly.
It's just
for a movie called Venom, Let There Be Carnage. The tone is silly.
It is silly. It's like, dude, it's literally like Venom and Eddie, like a breakup story between them.
I love that.
I feel like that part of it was the cool part, but the rest of the story was just kind of like, I'm kind of bored.
Yeah.
But,
Actually, because we talked about it earlier today, and you were saying that it was... you said that the end credit scene was your favorite part.
So there's an end credit scene, which I won't spoil, but it's great. And the only thing I remembered leaving the movie was the post-credit scene, not anything from the actual movie.
Funny enough, right after we had that conversation, the class that I went to after that, they were literally talking about the movie, and they said word for word, it was like, the movie was okay, but my favorite part was the end credit scene.
Right.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah. So once you see it, we can finally talk about what's in that post-credit scene. But it's good. Honestly, just go to the movie theater, watch another movie, and then sneak into Venom at the very end and watch the post-credit. That's all you need to know. No, honestly, you might like it. A lot of people, it got better. It's been getting better reviews than the first one. A lot of people prefer it to the first one. I unfortunately was not one of those people. But I'm not saying the first one was that great anyway. Honestly, quality-wise, for me, they're about the same. But
I actually enjoyed the first one. So
yeah,
I hope
give it a shot for sure. Did I watch anything else? let's see, what month is this? October. oh my god, I forgot about this one. We watched this new movie on Netflix starring Jake Gyllenhaal called The Guilty.
Oh, I saw a preview for that. It was between that one and The Starling I was gonna watch.
And you picked The Starling?
I got confused watching the preview to
The Guilty.
To The Guilty.
I mean, he's basically Jake Gyllenhaal is basically a 911 operator, and basically he's dealing with some sort of kidnapping situation that gets kind of crazy. Yeah, we liked it. I think. I mean, literally like the whole movie and like all the shots are really just him and his acting.
Oh, okay.
So he's good with that, and then there is a lot of tension, I think, with. I mean, literally like every scene, there's like kind of new information being revealed and things like that, and how he reacts to it. So. I think it's worth a watch.
Okay. All right. I'll definitely check it out then.
Yeah. I'm sure I watched something else. I don't remember, but
that seems like a good enough
That seems like a good way to end it and get into our discussion for today. Our first episode of Spooky October.
Beetlejuice.
And that is Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. Yeah, we got I got the movie here because I have a general question for the audience that I would love to hear your feedback on because in my family, Beetlejuice is like it's a really big thing. Like every October we watched it. I've seen Beetlejuice 4 times in like the past 2 months, and that's like September and then like the first week of October. And I've seen it several times.
Yeah.
Mostly because my family is doing like our like Halloween party is gonna be like Beetlejuice themed, so we're all dressing up as Beetlejuice characters.
Okay.
And so because like Beetlejuice is like a big thing, like we can quote it all the time.
Yeah.
Like we always like refer back to it. But as I'm talking to other people about this movie, it's clear to me that this is not as big of a movie as I think it is.
Why do you say that?
Because like this is your first time seeing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brianna, she's only seen it like one other time. You know? And
also, you just feel like, I think it is a popular movie.
Okay.
I think it's just the people close to you that maybe haven't seen it.
The people are, that might be.
But I think a lot of people have seen it.
I need to know. Well, like, but seen it and like have seen it like every year, like I do, like in my family.
No, maybe not. No.
Probably not. Okay.
I don't know.
I was talking to like some family, and they were also like, oh yeah, I watched it like when it first came out like a long time ago, or like it's been many years.
It did come a long time ago. I'll be a little specific about it as I introduce this. So this is directed by Tim Burton. Mm-hmm. We all know Tim Burton. This is one of his earliest films, actually. After this, he did Batman, Edward Scissorhands, Sleepy Hollow, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Corpse Bride, on and on and on and on. I mean, the dude's just... Now...
He's got a list.
I mean, the last one I saw for him was Dumbo, and that wasn't
I didn't see that.
I didn't like that one. This stars Alec Baldwin, Gina Davis, Jeffrey Jones, Catherine O'Hara, Winona Ryder, and Michael Keaton.
What a wonderful cast.
Released on March 30th. I don't know why this came out in March of all the months. 1988. $15 million budget. Grossed about $74 million worldwide. And it actually won an Academy Award for Best Makeup.
Wow.
At the 61st Oscars.
Nice.
So, like you said, this is big in your family. Like, did you first watch this as a kid?
Yeah, I watched it as a kid. I was scared the first time I watched it, but also I was like, but I'm like really into it. Like I didn't want to turn it off, but like I was still definitely scared of it. But
I can definitely see how this would have been scary as a
I don't
child.
Even, I remember vividly the first time watching it, but I don't remember what age.
Oh, did we not talk about the hat?
Yeah, I don't think we mentioned the hat.
We don't have to.
I'm dressed as Lydia today. I don't know what you're doing, but
I'm one of the characters that got cut from the.
Oh, they got cut from
the deleted scene from Beetlejuice.
Yeah. That's it. But yeah, so I remember I was really little watching it, and I've been watching it like every year since.
Okay.
So.
And has your opinion at all changed from when you were younger, or?
I definitely understand now that this was not an appropriate movie for me to be watching as a kid. But
I mean, what is it rated? What is it, PG? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but PG for the 80s. I don't know. I feel like that's
that's a little different. You're right.
It's a wee bit different. So yeah, it's definitely changed in that. But I think in the regard of me like holding it to like just like it's just like a fun movie that I love and I enjoy watching.
Yeah,
it's never changed, and so it's been there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't really enjoy watching this movie.
Yeah. Okay, this is the end of this. We're done here. Bye.
Hitchhiker's Guide Part 2.
Oh, we're not doing this again. Oh. Okay.
But let's just get into the discussion before she leaves the set. Ooh, okay. So I will say, I think the title screen, how it starts, was really cool, and then that Danny Elfman score.
Yeah.
I mean, dude. I mean, he's done all the music for like Tim Burton movies. King, come
iconic.
on, like,
it's you hear it and you know it, and you get transported to the movie. I love it.
Yeah.
So what a wonderful way to start off the movie for sure. I just looked over at your notes and I just saw some skull emojis.
What? Where? Oh, that was not on purpose.
Oh, okay. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to look at your notes, but yeah. To be fair, I can't read anyway, so you're fine. But yeah, so that's the start of the movie. But yeah, we get open up to this cute couple.
Sure.
Barbara
and.
Oh my God.
Barbara. Their names are not on here.
Hold on. As many times as I've seen this movie, like in the past 2 weeks.
Barbara and Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin. Oh my God, what is his name? It's gonna kill me. Okay, I'll come back to that later. Cute couple.
Yeah.
They seem nice. Oh, this is gonna kill me until I figure it out. So, but yeah, this.
I will look it up.
No. Okay, look it up, but don't tell me because I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay, just keep talking.
Anyway, so that's where the movie opens up. You kind of get to know a little bit about this happy little couple. They're very cute. They're, I believe, newlyweds.
Yeah.
And they're they live in this small little.
Spoilers.
Spoilers head.
Sorry.
What a jump scare.
Just read it and it's already okay. Just spoilers.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, so they live in this small little town. Well, one day, Jane, who is I'm assuming like a sister or some sort of family member to them, comes by and is like, "Hey, give me your house." And they're like, "No, that's our house." She wants to sell their house. But they're like, "No, we're happy here." And her whole thing is like, "Well, don't you think it's a little too big for you guys? You guys need, it's just a house for with a family with kids." She's like, "Bitch."
It's our fucking house.
So Jane, not a great person, not a fan. But yeah, that's, she comes in, kind of squashes on them. So we kind of get a little bit more information, a little background information about the couple and how they're not able to have kids.
I mean, I definitely saw how lovey-dovey. They're very affectionate.
Adam.
Good job.
Sorry.
No, jump scares galore. They're very affectionate early on.
Yes.
I just knew something bad was going to happen to them.
Yeah, I literally wrote on my notes. I was like, what a happy couple. Hope nothing bad happens. I say that if I don't know what's going to happen.
And then they got in the car. I was like, they're going to crash.
Yeah. And then I see the dog. What a cute dog. Hope nothing bad happens.
Right.
And then it's like.
And then the damn puppy does it.
Yeah. So they they're driving back through the town, going back home. They come across a dog as they're going across the bridge, and they swerve to avoid the dog, and then crash through the bridge and are hanging on, and then bloop,
they fall over.
They did.
Yeah, they are.
But they don't know that.
They don't know they're dead at first.
Yeah.
Until they see
the handbook for the recently deceased. Got my own copy here.
Is it a legit handbook, or is it just kind of?
No, it's a notebook.
I'm kidding. It's a cool cover. Cool.
I'm sorry. Anyway.
Throw that away. Kidding.
But yeah, so they don't realize they're dead, but they get home. I start realizing, okay, things are a little weird. I don't remember getting out of the car. My fingers now light on fire, which is finger hands. That's fun.
Yeah. Finger hands?
Fire fingers. It has been a long day. Anyway, fire fingers is what I meant. So we start learning a little bit more about this afterlife and what that's all about. Adam tries to leave the house. Mm-hmm. That doesn't work out well for him. He ends up on Saturn.
Oh, that did happen.
So he's there for a bit, and then while he's gone, Barbara's finally like, okay, yeah, so we're dead.
Yeah.
That's kind of what's going on here.
But the thing is, they're dead, but they're not in heaven or hell. They're kind of just stuck in a purgatory kind of universe.
Yes, purgatory. That's the right word, because they're stuck in the house. They can't go anywhere else.
They literally can't leave the house.
Yeah. Which is all fine and dandy, because it's
sounds like COVID.
Because they were already, just the two of them in the house. They were happy that way anyway, so it was fine.
Yeah.
Until a little family moves in. The Dietzes move in.
They're so annoying.
And yeah.
They want to just change everything. They want to wreck shit up.
Yeah, Delia.
Well, they basically do, but
yeah, Delia's awful, but also I like kind of want to be her. And we also
I felt that vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, like I want to be her when I grow up. I just.
You need money though for that.
Yeah, I need to work on that. And then we also meet Lydia as well, who I'm dressed as, and I feel like a spiritual connection.
I literally saw Winona Ryder. I was like, "What the hell did they do to this child?"
I love her. I love her in this movie. I think the reason I am the way I am is mostly because of her. I watched this movie so much as a kid that I was like, I am Lydia, and that's why I sleep with skeletons in my room.
Oh.
Ron. Anyway, so I love Lydia. She's kind of like a role model.
Is she now?
Yeah.
So you can see dead people.
No, unfortunately not.
Well, we see Ron.
Oh my god. But yes. Okay, so we get to know the Dietzes. They're a bit eccentric.
Yeah.
To say the least. And then we have the husband, who's probably the most normal out of them. He just wants to just relax.
I think he just wants peace and quiet.
He just wants peace and quiet. Yeah. And Delia's like, no. And she says the most iconic line, which I think I wrote down.
You don't know the most iconic line in the movie?
Well, because I know the second part, but it's like, if you don't let me gut out this house, I will go insane and take you with me. Like, I love that
sounds like a
line
you would say.
Yeah, and she's not enjoying this new home.
No. So why'd they choose that new home?
Because there is a subplot, like, you know, the classic subplot in a movie where it's like has to do with like a business, but no one actually pays attention to the subplot. Mm-hmm. Well, they have one of these in this movie. So but
you paid attention to it.
Well, enough times watching it, you're gonna eventually notice it. Okay. So he is working for this one business that I'm assuming like sells like condos and like builds buildings and things like that. So his plan was to move to this like middle of nowhere sort of place where he can literally buy the town out from under these people because they don't like know how much this town is worth. And so he plans on like building like developing it and making it more like a modernized new place that everyone
which they definitely do
come.
Inside that house.
Which they do inside that house, yes. So that's the reason why they moved there. She is not a huge fan of this, but she goes along with it because it's her husband. So yeah.
Go for it. Yeah.
So that's kind of the deal there.
Yes. Then they can't see this dead couple. Mm-hmm. They literally have them like in the closet with some crazy practical effects, and then her holding the knife in his head cut off.
Try as they might,
try anything they can to like try to show them that they're in their house.
They fail. They fail every time because they're new at being ghosts. They don't quite understand what's happening. Yeah. But all they know is that they want these people out of their home, right? Because
this is their house.
Yeah,
and and I like how early on, a lot of times when you see movies where it's like the ghost living among like those who are still living, it's kind of done in like a scary way. I like how this is just like, no, we're just have fun with this and just make some laughs out of this. Like that's the way we're gonna go with this.
Yes, exactly.
So I think that was refreshing.
That's what makes it a nice Halloween movie that you can watch with the family.
Yes. And like we said, basically with more crazy effects that are shown, they can't leave the house. So that's their predicament that they're in.
Predicament. That's kind of sets us up for the whole plot.
But then they see that commercial.
Yes.
For Beetlejuice.
Come on down. Chew on a dog. He is dressed as a cowboy. Yeah, he puts on Beetlejuice is the one that sends them this little advertisement and is like, hey, you want someone out of your house? Like, hell, I'll possess myself. And like he's trying very hard to sell himself to get them to call on him. Because Beetlejuice is also in quite the predicament himself. He's kind of just been like, I want to say like a curse maybe is what it's
sort of. Yeah, I would say that
sort of what it is, where he needs like you know when it's like, Jinx, you owe me a Coke, can you guys say my name 3 times before I can say anything? No. You've never heard of that? No. Okay, well, sorry. Well, for anyone else who has heard of that, you have to say his name 3 times in order for him to like
appear.
I don't think it necessarily appear. I think it's
not appear, yeah, but like
to like be able to do anything. Yeah. So, that's the thing. So they're like, okay, maybe we can consider him. But before they do that, they decide to, kind of consult the handbook and try and get to know it a little bit better. They decide to go.
Yeah, because they go inside that green place.
Green place, yeah.
That's what I called it. And basically, like, they're just kind of asking around. And they're like, have you read the handbook? And they're like, well, we didn't really understand it. We kind of, like, skimmed through it. It's like, well, no, like, you
well, if you didn't read the handbook, yeah.
Like, why are you going around here asking for help? You should read the book.
So we
gave you the help you needed.
We get sent into this reception room.
Oh, yeah.
Of just incredible makeup effects and everything.
It's insane. I think the world building is super cool.
It's really cool with this movie. It's because you see each character shows like how they died. Like you have one of the guy who's like has like a chicken bone in him and like he's all purple.
Yeah.
So like that's how he died. One girl was like sawed in half.
Yeah.
The receptionist lady who, if anyone is wondering or cares, I'm going to be for Halloween, so I'm very excited about that.
Oh, it's wonderful.
She slit her wrists because she did not win Miss I guess Universe is what it would be.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's Miss Argentina.
Yeah.
Like, if I knew then what I knew now, I wouldn't have had my little accident. I'm just going to quote this movie the whole time. But yeah, so you get to meet all these, wacky group of characters,
right.
which you don't really hear from, but like it's just cool to see in the background.
Yeah. Like even just some of the look of some of the characters, that was really funny. Like the guy with the little head.
Oh yeah,
and then the one with that had cigarettes, and then the flat-looking guy.
Oh yeah, the roadkill man.
Yeah. I just thought like the look of all these characters was just so freaking cool. And then even there's that blue hallway they're walking down with which it's kind of like. Yeah,
it's everything is just very like. It's very much not the world that you're used to.
Right. Yeah. To put it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like so cool. Like it just feels very almost immersive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and rebuild that hallway for my home because
good luck.
Why not?
Really, yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so everything about it is really cool. So eventually they do meet their caseworker, Juno, your caseworker.
Oh, I love Juno.
Again, so I'm just gonna be
Are you available? No.
Yeah. So Juno is the person that they, I guess, go to if they need help for anything.
Yeah.
Kind of gives them a bit of a rundown, and it's like, well, you're ghosts. Mm-hmm. So scare them.
Yeah.
Very much that simple.
Yeah.
Well, they decide, what about that Beetlejuice guy? And she's like, don't say his name. And she tells them, she warns them, she's like, bad news, do not call on this guy. Also, let me give you all the information you need to call on this guy. So it's like, well, Juno. Let's think ahead here.
I mean, if I was Juno, I'd be fed up. Like, you're a caseworker dealing with dead people, complaining about being dead constantly. Yeah. It's just kind of like, okay,
well, you're dead. What did you expect?
Right, deal with it. And speaking of that, I just think it's interesting how, like, so far, like, I think at this point in the movie, it's like maybe like 40 minutes in or so. Mm-hmm. Still haven't seen him outside of that commercial. Like, I just find it interesting how the whole movie's called Beetlejuice. A lot of it surrounds, and you still haven't seen him.
Well, but you hear a lot. Well, like based on this one scene from Juno, she kind of gives a more of a background to Beetlejuice than you would have known before, where she's like, well, he, was like, I was like his mentor at one point, but then he decided that he was better off on his own, and he became a freelance bioexorcist, which I think is really funny because it's like,
what is that?
Well, because like exorcism is like, to like with the demons and stuff, but bio because it's living.
Oh.
So it's like.
Got it. Okay.
The living exorcist, like he's like trying to exorcise the living people out of there.
Okay. Oh, got it.
So I think that's really clever. But yeah, so he, you kind of get a little bit more information about him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's.
Yeah, I definitely, like, at this point in the movie, I was really, like, enjoying the character design, the production design, like, a lot. I think that was keeping my interest going, because, to be honest, there wasn't really a point in this where, like, the comedy or the overall story, I guess, really worked for me that much. Mm-hmm. But like I said, what kept my interest was just the visual of the movie. I thought, like, a lot of creativity was going into it. So I was just thinking to myself, okay, well, maybe when Michael Keaton shows up, like, maybe, like, things will pick up more for me.
Yeah.
But before we get there, like, I'll say, like, Winona Ryder is the only one that's able to see them, we find out.
Yes. So we start seeing. They come in with another scare tactic because they've realized, okay, well, they can't see us. So if we, become the classic ghosts with like the sheets.
Oh yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
So that's their
the ghosts that they think
they
look like.
They would look like.
They would look like.
Which they sent him to the dad first, and then does he not realize that his daughter is very much taller than she was before?
Yeah.
So like that's not very smart of him. But eventually, Lydia does catch them. She takes pictures of them.
Yeah,
she thinks it's her parents, but then she was like, no feet. Well, that doesn't make sense. So she doesn't seem spooked at all by these ghosts. She's very like comfortable with them at first. And then, well, this is weird. And another iconic line that comes from it, because she read through the handbook herself and she was actually able to understand it. And it said that live people ignore the strange and unusual. I myself am strange and unusual.
I like that too. Yeah, I wrote that.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I mean, and it makes sense. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good line.
So, Lydia is able to actually see them, and she starts to form a bit of a bond with the ghosts.
With the characters.
Because it's clear that there's a bit of a disconnect between her father and her stepmother.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So,
that's her bond. Then she's replacing them.
She's
like, I like these dead parents.
Replacing
I like
her
these dead parents better.
Yeah. Which we'll see more of, like their bond a little bit later.
Yeah, yeah.
Like how far they'll go. But yeah. So this is they start realizing that all of their tactics are still not working, and they decide to consult Beetlejuice.
Yes, I think them being in the actual like tiny model was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna tell a quick story like. Seeing that like made me think how cool that space would be like in a theme park until you were a kid, going through that. Because I remember when I went to Disney and I was a kid, they had this life size like Honey I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, I loved that.
You've been to that?
Yes, that
and
was
I think it's
favorite.
so cool. So they have like all these little like leaves you can climb on. Like
grass was big.
Yeah, like big bugs, like it's like big bugs and stuff.
Yeah.
So it just made me think like something like that would be like a really cool little space.
I feel like take any of his movies.
Tim Burton, you can make a whole Tim Burton theme park.
That would
be great.
Be awesome. I'd pay good money for that. But
the money that you have currently.
With the money I have, yeah. But anyway,
they do find him.
They find him, and now the uncomfortable fun begins in this movie. He's I guess the best word to describe him is pretty pervy.
Oh yeah.
I think that's pretty accurate.
Pretty obvious, yeah.
Yeah, he's not the best person.
No,
as you can see, he's quick on his feet. I will say that much. He's very like he wants them to make that deal with him to like be able to like to unlock him is what I'm going to call it, because I can't think of any other word that would describe the process that he's trying to do with the deal. But they're trying his best. It's not working so well because they're like, okay, this guy's a creep.
Yeah.
He's a bit much. Let's get out of here.
He's definitely, I will say, like, I've never seen Michael Keaton this energetic in a movie.
Yeah.
But it feels like a role that's like perfect for like suited for him.
Oh, he did a great job with this role.
He definitely committed himself to it.
Yeah.
So I definitely got some enjoyment out of that.
Yeah. I really liked his performance in this. I think it was perfect. But yeah, so it's just the movie.
Your mind is all over the place.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way to like, how do I not bash this? Because I love this movie, you know this.
I'll help you.
But I don't know, because it's hard to like say, because his character's supposed to be a bad person.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very much pushing it towards that.
Yeah, I don't think they like make him out to be a good guy at all.
Yeah, no. I'm not trying to make him. What I'm trying. How do I? Okay, I don't know how to say this. I'm trying to figure out how am I gonna put this in that like there is a line, and he certainly crosses it, and you can't exactly blame the movie for it because they are trying to build his character in this negative light.
Yeah.
And that is the best way I can get those words out. It was really hard for me to try and figure out how to say it.
I can tell you're trying to criticize the movie, and I just feel like you physically cannot.
I can't do it. So moving on, unless you had something to say.
No. I mean, I'll get more into the Beetlejuice character as its own, but as much as I enjoy, I'll just say that as much as I enjoyed his character, I think the character started to grow a little annoying on me.
Okay.
Which I guess is kind of the intent, because he's a bad guy, but annoying in the way where it's like whenever he's on screen, I don't really want to watch it kind of way.
Okay.
Which I feel like that's very unpopular. I know a lot of people's favorite part of the movie is like his performance.
It's his, yeah.
But I just kind of got tired of him.
Okay.
Sorry, okay?
Well, whatever.
Anyways, I think that next sequence, which I really did enjoy a lot, was the dinner party.
Oh, the dinner party scene was the best.
A lot of fun. Yeah. Love how they're trying to scare them. It's an absolute trip when the shrimp turn into those hands.
Oh, yeah.
Like, such a cool effect.
The whole dance. I gotta learn that dance.
And that dance is... yeah, pretty crazy. It was just crazy stuff. Yeah.
It was great. That scene is just forever.
That's one of the ones you look forward to watching it.
I love that scene so much. It's awesome. And that's their attempt to their final attempt at trying to scare the family out of there.
Yeah, because nothing's working.
And they're like, any minute now they're gonna run out of here screaming.
Nope.
They do not know who they are dealing with.
They love it.
Yeah, they are.
They're like, let's make some money off this. Let's make a theme park. I don't know what they wanted to.
They're just they're an interesting sort.
Yeah.
Of people. That's what I will say about them. But yeah, so they decide,
Yeah. Then you have that crazy ass looking Beetlejuice, the snake.
Yeah, so Beetlejuice is like, okay, well, y'all failed. Let me take it into my own hands.
Yeah.
Show you what I got. Well, he takes it a little too far.
Yeah.
Because even Lydia gets scared, and they're like, hey, now.
Yeah.
That's our pretend daughter.
Right.
Don't touch her.
Don't mess with her.
So they're not so happy about that. But yeah, they eventually the family is scared. So at least that was.
I mean, it made me think like we were saying earlier. Like if I had seen this as a kid for the first time, I would have been fucking freaked out. Like, I mean, some of those kids, because everything's so practical, some of it looks a little obviously cartoony, but like it does look kind of realistic and like.
Yep.
But I don't know if because I didn't see this now that I'm older, like I found it more funny than scary. Yeah. Which I'm sure Tim Burton wanted that.
Probably wanted that. Yeah, I'm sure. No, as a kid, definitely scared me a lot.
Yeah.
As an adult now, I just enjoy the visuals of it.
Like you can show your niece this movie.
Oh, we've already shown.
Oh, you already did, actually.
Yeah,
how does she take it?
4. She loves it. She wants to be a sandworm for Halloween.
Nice. Good on her.
She fits right into the family.
Oh, okay.
Which, I guess.
Perfect fit.
Yeah, side note is Halloween is our holiday.
It's a family thing. It's not just a you thing.
It's not just a me thing. Halloween is it is our holiday. Because some people have Christmas, Easter. Halloween is our thing.
I don't know anyone who has Easter. But.
Yeah, no one has Easter. Anyway. But yeah, so they just don't seem to learn though, because they're still wanting to profit off the ghosts, and that's the family you got here.
Right. I was gonna say I honestly kind of thought this was one of the funnier scenes of the movie when those dead football players were talking to the caseworker and they were asking about the men's room and she's talking about, I'm not your coach.
Yeah.
Like they're just because they called her coach.
Survived.
When they called her coach, I was like, for some reason, thought that was so funny.
Funny, yeah. So they do go back and talk to their caseworker, Juno, and she tells them a little bit more about hey, you idiots, you called him. What did I tell you not to do? And then you did it.
Yeah.
So she's kind of getting after them, and she's like, if you want them out, you got to do that yourself. You got to handle it.
Or you brought that on yourself. Like that's basically.
Yeah. So now they gotta.
So then they are like, okay, well they gotta put on, I guess, some of the scariest looking facial.
I love
expressions.
That. One of these days, I'm gonna build that
you should try that. The mask. I remember the one where her head's all stretched out and the eyes are coming out of her mouth, like this.
Yeah.
And then his was it
was like a beak.
Yeah.
And then had his eyes on his fingers.
Yeah, some crazy looking stuff.
Yeah,
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was the best parts of the movie.
Yeah. And as they're getting ready to go, they kind of feel that remorse. They're like, well, maybe we can live with them. I don't want to lose Lydia.
Yeah.
Because this at this point their bond really has grown.
Yeah.
But Lydia on the other side of the door, she's going through it. She's very alone. She's she wants to be a ghost with them. Like because
the only people she feels connection with are dead.
She wants to unalive herself. So
yeah.
So that's not good.
No, not quite.
She's a young girl,
A young gal.
She's a young gal. But yeah, so that's happening on the other side of the door. Well, they do come back for her, and they're like, "Hey, no, don't do that,
no, sweetie.
No." So yeah, but they do make it clear that they do have that connection between the two of them, which I think is sweet.
It was pretty sweet. Yeah, I agree.
It's like her new parents that I guess she can relate to a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree.
So there's a nice connection there, but those rich people, they do not stop.
Oh no, they're persistent.
They're persistent.
These are the hardest working rich people I've ever seen. They just don't give up.
Truly.
They're actually like doing all the work themselves. It's pretty impressive.
I know.
For rich people,
I know.
It's pretty impressive.
They call on Otho, which we haven't talked about. God, I hate that man.
Which one is Otho again?
Otho is the designer /
he annoyed me too.
Yeah, God, I hate him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Otho. I
didn't even know that was his name.
Otho, I hate you is what I wrote in my notes because Otho, I hate you.
There you go.
Yeah. So they decide to try and summon the ghosts since they're kind of like, no, we don't want to be a part of your, like whatever it is that you're trying to sell people.
Yeah.
They don't want to put on a little show. So, Otho has to like summon them using their wedding clothes, which
right.
is a cool scene, I think.
Yeah.
The way that they're like
the way that it's done. I agree. Yes.
The way that they're brought out, like they fade out and then they like.
And then they shouldn't like they're kind of just reappear. Their bodies are kind of like, and then they start like aging like crazy.
Yeah. So he starts to exorcise them, which previously in the movie when they were going down that hallway, they came across a room called the Room of Lost Souls, I believe, or something like that.
Yes.
And that's where like ghosts who have been exorcised go.
Yeah, because they were like, aren't we all dead already? Like, no, they're like dead. They're dead. Yeah.
Dead.
They're like gone.
Yeah. So they're almost there. Like they're being exorcised, and he's like, well, I can't stop it now. And they're like, well, you idiot. You're getting rid of them now, and now we won't have any show.
Right.
So it doesn't work out for anyone, clearly. Lydia decides her last hope is Beetlejuice, so she turns to Beetlejuice. And he's like, all right, time to shine. It's showtime.
Yeah, basically.
Is what he says. So he is able to save Adam and Barbara, so that's nice.
That's nice, because I will say the part where they're actually like dying off and like they start holding hands, I was like, it's kind of sad.
It's a little sad because they're such a happy couple.
But
but
Beetlejuice, he becomes useful, like you said, like he shows up like crazy ass, saves them, but
not without a cost.
No, he wants to marry Lydia,
which is not because he like wants to marry Lydia. He's doing this because it's part of like his like curse.
Okay.
So that's the reason why.
I honestly did not even catch that.
Yeah, that's the reason why he's like he's not allowed to like be able to just like go out wherever he wants.
Yeah.
Unless he's like married or something like that. So like that was like the conditions or something. But yeah, so that's his main thing where he's using Lydia. So he's able to yeet the rich people through the ceiling and they're out of there.
Yeah.
Otho runs away. And he had stolen the handbook for the recently deceased. So Otho, I hate you. Yes. But then they put him in this like powder puff blue suit, and he's like, he like freaks out because he's very like meticulous about like design and everything.
All the appearances.
Yeah. So that was fun to see.
Yeah,
to see that happen.
Because Otho, we hate you.
And because Otho, we hate you. And so that was a nice little wrap up for those characters. But now it's like, okay, well now it's on to the wedding because he's like, I already did my job. Now's
your turn.
It's your turn.
You're end of the bargain.
So that's the deal there. And they're like, okay, well we can't let this happen because she's a little girl, and that's not good.
It's not happening.
So they are trying their very best to say Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. It doesn't quite work because he's like, nope. He like zips up the mouth, puts like that.
Does anything he possibly can
to try and avoid them. Yeah,
to avoid them saying it 3 times. Yeah.
So they're so eventually they're able to get the sandworm, actually, that we were introduced to on Saturn, because Barbara gets sent to Saturn. She's like, woohoo!
Yeah.
And Sandworm's in. And Sandworm turns out to be the hero of the movie.
He's the hero of the movie. Nice. He saves the day.
Yeah.
So through all that combination of just crazy effects.
It's a lot going on in those last
and then Michael Keaton's over there acting crazy like he has been the whole movie.
Yes.
Beetlejuice is gone.
No more. Well, not no more. But yeah, for now, he's out of their family.
Right now, he's out of the picture.
So that's good.
Yeah.
And now it's just one big happy family, you know?
I thought it was kind of sweet now because it's like you were saying, like the main couple, like they never had a kid, so like they never had a daughter, and obviously like Lydia's like their daughter now, like the fact that they're all living peacefully, and then even though like her family's coexisting in the house with them, it's like okay, it's kind of sweet.
It's sweet. It works.
Sweet.
So we have that fun little scene in the end where it's like she does her little dance.
The air. That
you didn't like.
I didn't like it. I was kind of annoyed by it.
Okay then.
And the fact that was kind of like the ending note on the movie for me, kind of like.
Well, not necessarily, because there's another end credit, which is
post credit scene or something.
Well, not post credit, but Beetlejuice in the back in the reception area waiting room.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Which was also funny. So
it was funny. Yeah.
So which lets you know he is not gone completely. Which they are making a part 2. I don't know if you're aware of this.
So I was reading and I heard recently, like as of right now, it's shelved. So it's not saying right now. From what I understand, it's not like they're not going to do it at all. But right now, it's just not in the immediate future. It's just not in the cards right now.
I'm okay with that. It's fine.
But I know they've been trying to make it happen for a very, very long time.
If that's not the Beetlejuice fix I get, there is more. I will say that much, because there is also a musical. There is the TV show, which I was actually, because I have the DVD, there's actually a couple episodes from the TV show.
See that
on here, so I was able to watch a couple of them, which I'd never seen before. So 3
hilarious episodes from the animated,
but it is Beetlejuice completely different.
Series.
Beetlejuice is a nice guy, which is a little weird, and his best friend is Lydia, and they're the only 2 characters that remain.
So it's like alternate universe, kind of like multiverse stuff.
I guess so.
I might like it better than the movie.
But it was good. So yeah, so that's kind of the wrap up to the movie. A nice little happy ending.
Sure.
Yeah.
I thought this movie was all right.
Yeah. So I hate Otho and I hate Caesar.
Caesar, thank you. So,
yeah.
Now listen, hear me out. I love the visuals of this movie. Like I said, I think the production design, costumes, makeup, practical effect, all that looks great. Like the visual look, you don't expect anything less from Tim Burton, right? And I just thought like the world building itself was just very unique, and that was like what kept my entertainment going of the movie. Like how unique and different the designs were from each other. Like regardless of the scenes, there was just something new you were getting visually, which I really appreciated. However, as an experience, like as of me watching the movie, I just didn't really get a lot from the characters or the story or even really the humor as much as I would have liked. Like I said, I know Beetlejuice himself, right? Like he's supposed to be annoying in a sense. But like I said, whenever he was on screen, I kind of just got taken out of it. Like it wasn't annoying. Like, okay, I find it kind of endearing. No, I was like, I get him off.
Well, okay, certainly not endearing.
Well, not endearing, but kind of like entertaining, I guess. I didn't really get that. I was just like, get him off my screen. And I love Michael Keaton. He's a great actor. Have you seen Birdman?
I've seen parts of Birdman, but I've not seen.
Well, he's great in that. So he's a great actor. This is not his fault, and he gives us what
I said from what I've seen.
Oh yeah.
He did it good.
And none fault of this is on. Like he absolutely commits to the part. You do get some. I did get a little entertainment out of it because of like how much he was giving to the performance. Just the character itself. Like he's not in the movie much, but he is such a strong, like in your face character.
Okay. Yes.
When he's on screen. Sure. So for me, when he's on there, it feels like a lot for me, and I just it didn't really click for me. Lydia and Juno were my MVPs. They're my favorite characters. Thought they were really fun to watch.
Juno is great.
The caseworker. Yeah, she's great. And personally, like I just feel like every year, if I'm gonna tune into some Halloween movies, I'm sorry, I'm not considering I'm just Beetlejuice is not in the rotation. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just not. There's there's gonna be a lot more options for me. I gotta admit to you. And like I said, I don't blame Tim Burton for this. His vision, like, he's a visionary director. His vision shines through, like I said, with all the designs and things like that throughout the movie. And like I said, because of that, I did get enjoyment out of this. I don't think it's a bad movie. I'm not gonna say it's a bad movie at all. Like, I'm not gonna say that. I admire what he does. Like, the style is really cool, but it just did not click for me. And I will be fair. Maybe I'll rewatch this again maybe next year or something. It might grow on me a little bit more. Okay. I don't know. I'll admit to that, because
that's all I ask.
There is a lot of good in this. I agree. But right now it didn't click.
All right.
I'm very sorry.
You suck. And that's the end of this episode. Thanks for watching.
No, but yeah, give me your wrap up.
My wrap up for this movie. Yeah. This is a classic movie for me. I've said it many times. I enjoy it. I enjoy it from start to finish. I think one thing I love about this movie is that it's very short. It's only like an hour. It is an hour and a half. It is, yeah. And it does so much in that short amount of time. And it keeps my attention the whole time. And I think that's why I love it so much. Yeah. And I can watch it over and over again. The fact that you've already watched it like 4 times. And I never get bored with it. Yeah. And I think that, that says something about the world building, like you mentioned. It's so incredible. That's what I love about Tim Burton movies, is that there's so much to them, so much visually to see. Yeah. And it's so beautiful to watch. It just gets you into it. Like, it's hard to look away. Like, even if, what I think is so crazy is like with those movies and like The Corpse Bride and like all of these other movies, they're very like dark and very solemn. Yet you get so invested in it. Honestly, like, even though there is that dark look to it, there's like a lot of energy, like fun and energy and fun. Exactly. And yeah. And so it doesn't feel like a dark movie that's like going to depress you. Exactly. Even though it looks kind of depressing. It looks depressing at first glance, but then the more you get into it, it's like, it pulls you in. And I think this movie is just another example of that. It just pulls you in. And I love it so much. I think it's funny. Yeah. The lines, there's like so many iconic lines that I've said many of them today. Yeah. Just everything about it is so, it's just so cool. I definitely get, like I said, my opinion is like nothing really to do with the filmmaking, honestly. It's just like, it's just a lot of just personally it didn't click. I get it. I totally get why people love this though. I really do. But again, I feel like that is how it's supposed to be. Yeah. Like, that's how you convince the audience that he is just a terrible person and there should not be even an ounce of you rooting for him. Yeah. You know? I guess it's just whenever he was doing all those crazy things, like I just felt like I was supposed to find it funny and I just wasn't for whatever reason. So I just kind of like, okay, can we just... All right. I gotcha. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. You still suck, but... I'm sorry. I'll accept that. Dude, you don't know how awful it makes me feel when you suggest these movies you love and I'm just like, eh. Like, I swear I don't do it on purpose. I really don't. Yeah, whatever, man. I get why you enjoy these movies. I get why people enjoy this movie, especially Beetlejuice. Yeah, but... All right. But anything else for you, or are you ready to give it a score? I think I'm ready to give it a score. Okay. Should I go first? Sure. Just to get the negativity out the way. Okay, it's not too bad. I'm giving it 5 out of 10. Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess it is kind of low, but for all the reasons I gave, like I said, I enjoyed a lot of this visually, especially, and definitely could see this maybe growing on me, and I get the appeal of it. Just things didn't click for me this time around, and yeah, brutally honest, I'm not watching this every year for Halloween. I will continue to watch this every year for Halloween and off Halloween. Yeah, too. Off Halloween. If this comes on Halloween, like a freeform, whatever, Halloween, I'm changing the channel. Sorry. Listen here, buddy, you're on thin ice. Sorry. I can't with you. Anyway, my score. That was a burn. I'm sorry. That hurt to hear. Jeez. Anyway, my score for this movie. Go for it, Martha. Because it's such a classic in my eyes, and I love it so much. Maybe in his eyes too. You can see through him. His piercing blue eyes. I'm giving this I want to say like either like a really really high 7, like a 7.9, 8. I'd say 8. I think you love it. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. I love this movie. Not gonna lie to you, I really thought you were gonna go for a 10 for a second. No, I wouldn't give it a 10 per se because it's not like a perfect movie. Yeah. What if you did have any issues with it, like what would you if you could point it out? He is it does come back to like his character and like his just how he acts.
Yeah.
And like his actions.
Okay.
Those are the things that just kind of like put me off just a tad bit.
Okay.
It is a bit, and I do understand where you're coming from. So, yeah.
All right. Well, still
8 out of 10.
Okay, I respect it. Sorry again. I mean, trust me. This is not just a simple Martha recommends movies, Caesar hates a thing. I guarantee.
I don't know at this point.
It may seem that way. It may seem that way, but I guarantee you, I am going to recommend movies in the future that she's not going to like. I mean, it's happened before. I've showed her movies that she didn't like. So it's just. But I think that's the great thing about this is just the difference in opinion, because I think for the most part our opinions are pretty similar when it comes to these movies that we talk about.
So it is always interesting to get some different I enjoy these. But I'm glad. I am glad I finally saw the movie. It has been kind of surprised it took me this long to watch it, and even though I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to, I'm still glad I watched it. So yeah, those are our thoughts on Beetlejuice, which I will say too. Why is it that they spelled his name like that? So the purpose of it is that because the way that you would read it is like Beetlejuice or something like that. So they wanted to make it harder for people to figure out what his name is because he can't tell you what his name is.
Ooh. Oh, so they don't want anyone to call him.
Because they don't want anyone to call on him.
That's smart.
Yeah.
You know what? 8 out of 10. No, I'm kidding.
That changed the whole movie.
That changed everything. That was my one last question. No. Yeah, that is Beetlejuice. We're going to keep this spooky season going. This is just the beginning of October. We're going to keep it going. We got another Halloween movie. Yeah. Scary, spooky movie for you. You haven't seen this one.
I have not.
You had to look to see what we were talking about.
Okay, because I knew it, but I didn't know if I was going to mexify it by saying, like, adding a "the" to the beginning of it. So I just wanted to make sure.
So now that you know the official title to the movie, next week we were talking about
Orphan.
Yes.
I've never seen it, so I'm excited.
I'm very excited for you to watch it. I think it's a very entertaining movie. Definitely a lot of twists and turns. We'll just say that.
Love it.
If you have not seen Orphan or you want to rewatch it, it's streaming right now on HBO Max. So that is where you can check it out. That will be the next episode of our spooky October month.
Yes.
Ron will be joining us.
Ron, Mr. Ron, Mr. Sean, Ron. Anyway,
we are on all audio streaming platforms. We are on Spotify. We are on YouTube.
YouTube. We are on the YouTube.
Podcast. Follow us for some more spooky videos.
Spooky.
Like, comment, subscribe, or Ron will come after you.
Yes.
Follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Interwire Screen are very dead, active accounts.
We will get better eventually.
I hope so. No promises.
No promises, but
at this point, Ron's basically running the account because
he might as well be.
He's showing as much activity on that account as we do. Yeah. So but they're there, so make sure to follow us, please.
But,
yeah. Anyways, we'll see y'all next time for some more spooky October seasoning.
Yep. That good old
salt, pepper,
seasoning.
I love that.
Yummy.
All right, yum.
Bye.